Welcome back to the Gazelles Arcade. Thanks for tuning back in with us. And for today's video, we're going to be showing you a walkthrough of the current state of the Gazelles Arcade for 2023.
Welcome back, everyone. Happy New Year. We're going to start off right here. Badlands by Atari. We just picked this up this year. Actually, we did a lot of pickups this year. 2022 was a wonderful year for arcade collecting. We must have picked up about 35 games this year. So between here, there are other location, and things we've unloaded, it did total up to 35. Anyway, Badlands by Atari. This is a conversion cabinet. It has, it's very similar to Super Sprint. You got the two wheels. You got missiles you can shoot, as shown over there, and it's tons of fun, and we love it. APB was moved into here. Still rocking and rolling. I haven't had a single issue with it since I repaired it initially when I got it. Oh, this guy's talking to us. Picked up this Mega Touch countertop here. It's picked it up for free. All it needed was a battery, and that was pretty much it. It works wonderfully, and it's pretty cool for what it is. Moving on here, we picked up Frogger. That was, I think, our first pickup. No, this was our second pickup of 2022. It was in pretty rough shape when we got it, and I repainted it, touched up that wood grain panel there, replaced the what do you call this, control panel overlay. Excuse me, I'm stumbling here. Put a new piece of plexi, painted the bezel, and that is the original cardboard bezel in the back there, actually. And the monitor needed a recap and flyback, and she's rocking and rolling. This cabinet, this is a weird one. We had the cabinet. This was formerly our Arkanoid. If you saw our Arkanoid before, this was it. So what I did was I actually removed Arkanoid from here, and since it was a Q*bert cabinet, I had to get Q*bert back in here. So I think it's looking really nice over there, and that's actually my son's one of his favorite games.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite games, if not my favorite.
Yeah, tell him. So yeah, moving on. Well, we got that guy up there. So let's start on over here. We picked up this Robotron this year, actually. Picked this up, I think, in beginning of November. Picked it up from a guy who had it. It was actually sitting inside of a trailer for about 20 years or so. Pretty much needed everything, and we'll get into that in another video. But yeah, as you can see, it's working beautifully, and it's one of my favorites. Kick is next on the list here. Picked this up in the summertime from a gentleman. It came from his grandfather's collection, and they were just trying to get rid of it. Didn't work at all. And this one was actually the most money I've ever spent on a game not working. But you know what? I love it, and I think it was a fair deal. Wouldn't call it a great deal, but it was a fair deal, and I do it all over again, and it's been a wonderful game. Zookeeper was the first cabinet I actually picked up this year, and we've done a video on this one, so you kind of already know all about that one. So if you want to know more details, check that out. We still have our Donkey Kong as it sits. It's been working flawless. It has given me no issues whatsoever since I've bulletproofed it since I got it. Still have our Play Choice 10 over here. I'm considering putting that up for trade. I have it up for trade right now, but I haven't really gotten any good solid offers. They've been pretty ridiculous, actually, so we'll just hang on to it for the time being. We got our 20-year reunion cabinet. It's currently running a bit kit. I have the original PCB in it, but it's removed from the game right now, and it's running strictly the bit kit. The bit kit plays both of those games plus several others, and thing's been amazing. BitKit is freaking awesome. Still have our Centipede cocktail table over here, looking wonderful. It's been a great cabinet too. It's, again, one that hasn't given me a single issue. Loving it so far. Got our Outrun over here. Only thing that gave me an issue with the Outrun since I bought it, after I've done all the initial repairs, is I lost a channel for the audio, but I've since repaired that. It was a bad chip, and everything's status quo once again. Super hang-on, still kicking butt over here. Hasn't given me any issues. I don't know if you saw the super hang-on video, but I actually did source one of these cables here. The proper one, I actually put like a piece of conduit, electrical conduit, as a placeholder, but this is the actual thing that would have been here from the factory, and still looking great. Just got a little, the monitor's got some side arms burned, but you know, who's really looking up there anyway in the sky? You're looking down here, so we're gonna rock and roll with that. We got a Time Pilot here. We just picked this up last month. This was in a private collection for about 20 years or so. The original marquee was really flaked bad. I got this really poor for now. It's a reproduction. The colors are really washed out. I'm not too happy with it, and especially since I got it from a reputable company, and so far I'm still waiting to see if they'll make good on it. If not, I will have to move on to another source to get the an accurate reproduction. But the Monroe stick that's in here now, it didn't come with the cabinet. It came with a 8-way Wico. I went and got this stick, and then I realized it was the wrong one. This is the one that would have been on Rampage. The shaft is 1.5 inches tall. I need the one with 1 inch, and the ball on this one is too big, so it looks a little clunky, and it's got way too much travel room because of the length of the shaft. But I've got another one on order, and I hope to have it next week. So after that, this game will be tip-top. Recap the monitor on here, clean it up real good, and that's original control panel overlay, by the way. Anyway, moving on. We got this pole position cockpit. We picked this baby up from Wisconsin. This is actually the farthest I ever traveled to get a any game. So I had to order this. I ordered this from, when I say this, I'm talking about here, from Sable's Arcade. He actually did a beautiful job on that reproduction, and I did minor touch-ups to this cabinet. You know, I had a little bruises here and there. It still does. It's not perfect by any means, but it's a really good example of a pole position. Moving on, we picked up this Missile Command cocktail table. This one's in really, really great shape. It was pretty run down when I got it, but I did everything to this thing. I did paint work. I've done new T-molding. The door down there was missing a chunk. I actually put some wood filler in there, and I filled it up real good. Painted it. Recapped the monitor. That's the original monitor, no burn. It's a beautiful picture. Recapped the PCB. Redone the power supply. I mean, even inside it looks like it would have in 1982, I think, 81. I don't remember now, but yeah, it came out really, really nice. Still have our asteroids. Still kicking butt. It gave me one minor issue with there was a connection on the fuse block that basically what happened was the coin door light there was not illuminating, and the monitor didn't turn on. So all it was a bad connection. It was an easy fix, and other than that, no big deal. Still have our Crazy Taxi. We moved our Crazy Taxi on over here. Another game that's been trouble-free. It's been wonderful. And moving on, this was probably our best score of this year. This game I picked up about 4 hours from me, and if I told you the price I paid for this, you wouldn't believe me. So we'll just leave it there. And not only did I get this game, I got an extra Triforce board. That's the main computer that's in there. Interconnect board, sound amp, another bezel, another camera. Basically all the innards was also thrown in the deal, and believe me, you would not believe me if I told you. But here, let's just kind of pan around here, show you as it sits. And this Time Pilot's not going to be sitting in that location permanently. It's just there for now. So there's the main floor, and we'll take you on downstairs, and we'll show you the other half. Okay, heading down. We'll start off over here. Trying to navigate my way around the corner. That's just cooler I picked up for parties and whatnot. Never mind my nuts and bolts. I've been working doing projects here. So yeah, let's step into the pinball room here. So here, these are my 4 machines here. We'll start off over here. And this one is a virtual pinball, the first one here. It's actually a Williams F14 Tomcat. That's an actual box for it. And all I did was put some TVs and hooked up the computer and speakers and coin door, buttons, speakers, yada, yada, yada. But yeah, that's it right there. And we currently have Williams F14 Tomcat loaded just to match the face here. Moving on to my space station. Love this game. It's one of my favorites in here. We got our taxi. These are all Williams System 11, by the way. But you already knew that. And this is my my pool sharks. Very underrated game here. This is actually really, really fun. And believe it or not, this is the one that gets the most plays in here. So let's go back up since the lights turned off. Kind of come back around. And actually, it's been nice under the pinballs. It gives me a lot of room to store a lot of my crap. So, you know, serves a good purpose there. Well, let's kind of go over here. And this is all my crap here. And knickknacks, doodads, or whatnot. And over here in this corner is our console area. Not for all the games. I mean, I have an Xbox upstairs and a Switch and all that. But we have a an old Wii that we have set up down there. So we play the Wii over there and play the what you see on this TV here. I have this on a table, my main setup here. So this kind of rolls out and you can bring it to where you are on the couch there, and it's got about 16,000 games or so. You can play whatever you like. I added these signs from Babbage's and Funkoland from back in the day. So some of you older cats will remember Babbage's. Everybody knows, I'm sure, Funkoland, but not everybody knows Babbage's. Got a payphone there in the corner. And I got this little pulse meter thing. Somebody gave it to me for like 10 bucks. So I popped on it for 10 bucks. Why not, right? So let me try to get a good shot of the room here. So yeah, we'll move on to the next room here. Actually, before we do that, let's turn the main lights off and you can kind of see how it looks. This is how we typically play. We keep the main lights off just so the carpet and all the neons pop. Not real neons, they're LED neons, but still I think they look good. Anyway, moving on. Let's get out of here. And here's my jukebox over here. This thing's pretty sweet. I love it. Oh, it's still initializing. It takes forever to load when we first turn it on, but it plays nice. So my Arkanoid I mentioned from earlier that used to be in my Qbert, I actually yanked all the guts out, put it in here. I'm waiting for the control panel overlay to come in. It's on order, hasn't come in yet. This used to be, prior to Arkanoid, was a Coors Bowling. So you can still see that sticker on the side there. It was a Coors Bowling, and at one point it was an Arkanoid because these holes here that you mount the spinner to, they were already pre-drilled for me, so that made my job a little bit easier. So I recapped the monitor on this one, 2 weeks ago? And looks great, and just waiting for that overlay to finish off the project. Of course, we still have our brain teaser there and our weight scale. Let's kind of pop over here. I got some arcade one-up party cades, wall cades, I think they call them. I mean, for this space, they're wonderful, I think. Got our Mystic Lady Love Tester combo out of the 70s. Digging that. Our JVL Retro. We used to have a JVL Vortex, but I did like the look of the neons coming down the sides there. And this one actually has about 50 more games than our Vortex did. So we sold the Vortex and got the Retro. Got another payphone over there with the aluminum enclosure. These payphones work, by the way. There is a line on them. Got my Coke collection. Still have these old, these old beaters over here, but they're still hanging on. Now I got a golden tee here, full-size golden tee, 2002. But big surprise, the board doesn't work. Everything else is ready to rock and roll. I'm just trying to source a good board. And when I do, this baby will be rocking and rolling. Still have our claw machine. It's been trouble-free. I haven't had a single issue with this thing. Picked up a stunt cycle, actually, in August. I'm trying to get the focus right here for you. And it was actually not too far from the house. I would say about an hour away from here. And I got a really fair deal on it. And I love it. It's my first Bronze Age game. And it's pretty interesting to have here. Got our grip test in the corner there. Bunch of knickknacks on the walls. We got our air hockey. It's one of my son's favorites over there. He won't let me get rid of that, and that's all right. But yeah, that's the current state of the game room. We got some more games in our other location. We're going to try to squeeze in this year. We got a couple surprises coming up too. So stay tuned for that later in the year. And thank you for watching. And you all have a great rest of the year. And we'll catch you in the next video.